Thanks so much, Ira. And yeah, in my eyes, the most successful ad that we have, and it's still the downsize ad. So far, roughly about 60% of all of the leads that I've been sending and we've been having enriched and being able to see, roughly 60% of the downsize leads are coming back with homeowners information, how long they've owned that home, all this very useful information. And I think the mistake that a lot of people are making is when you look at particular ads that look like they're offering a list of homes, they're offering something that seems to be more on the buy side. Okay, those are buyer ads. I want sellers. Absolutely. We all want sellers. And there's just a difference in how you word things and how you run things in order to find the right people. And so I'm going to quickly, I needed to come up with, in a very short period of time, what can I do in 20 minutes, half an hour here where I can provide as much value as I'm able? And I thought one of the best things I could do is simply display a cross section of ads that I find are currently running within our database that are running really well. I'll share quickly some of the stats, but more importantly, really what I wanted to share, I want you to pick up on the imagery. Your image is almost it's the most important aspect of any ad you run. It is roughly 80% of the ad's performance. If I was to run, let's say, two of the exact same identical ads or close, and the verbiage is identical, but the image is not, if you saw both of those same ads in the same day, you may not think of it as, hey, I've seen that ad before. Whereas if I change the verbiage, but I have the same image, you're going to say, I've seen that ad again. So what we're really trying to do here is make sure that, again, you really look at your imagery, saturate it, make sure it's bright, clean, and is exactly what you're looking to do. So let me go ahead and share. So I've got a few ads. I'll quickly race through. And again, more so than anything, I wanted to show you the similarities between the images. It's incredibly important that they are market relevant. They need to, again, clean, everything like that. I think we'll have some time, and I'm also going to quickly show you how to, for anybody who's unfamiliar with how to build an ad, I'm going to race through that and I'll build an ad for you guys really quickly and show you the anatomy of an ad and how it shall be built. Finally, I'll end on, Marcus prefaced it a little bit during his presentation as well. I am always tinkering. Don't be afraid to tinker. Test everything and anything. And one of the things I've been playing with lately is how to get better videos into some of these ads. And I know that a lot of us have already seen that, the Google Earth kind of rotating video, and I'll show you one of those really quickly, but we've progressed in that direction as well. And there's some really neat things that we can do in terms of imagery now. So without further ado, I'll quickly share with you this first one. Now, you can see this one here. It's market relevant to the Tennessee area that it's running in. It's a little bit larger than a typical downsize home that I would use. But what I've done is I've changed the verbiage away from simply downsize. And I was thinking, the people who are downsizing, what is that one primary aspect or feature or amenity or whatever that they'd be looking for? More so than just single story living. They want main floor primary bedroom. That is incredibly important. Laundry on the main, primary on the main, things of that nature. And so while I might use a slightly larger home than I would for a typical downsize, I've changed the verbiage. And as you can see here, this is pretty typical for the kind of performance I'm seeing. So this one here running in a median market is about $500,000 to $600,000 in this particular area. And we're bringing in roughly $2 leads. The other thing I want to highlight to you guys really quickly while I'm going through all these is what you're going to find is the majority or the average spend will be high in terms of how long these ads have been running. That's incredibly important. It's in the early going, the biggest mistake I find people make, it's really easy to set up an ad that hits. That's not very difficult. It's the long term that really matters. And you have to know to look for particular things. Is my cost per click going up? Is my reach going up or down? Are my daily clicks going on up and down? These are the little peripheral things that if you notice what I call an ad event, such as your cost per click has hit a huge increase, your reach has hit a decrease, your daily clicks are going down, those are what I call ad events. As soon as you notice an ad event, you need to make the corresponding action. You need to either increase, decrease your budget to make sure the ads remain stable long term. Again, starting an ad is easy. Keeping it going the long term, that's really where this comes into play. And you need to know when to adjust, when to increase, when to decrease. One of the biggest things to look for is this number right here. How much money is your ad spending per day on average compared against what you told Facebook they can have? Setting the budget initially is incredibly important. Most people I find start their ads $7, $8, $9 a day. In doing so, oftentimes you're over budgeting for the area. one of the worst things you can do. If I tell Facebook they can have 9 of my dollars every day and they're only spending 3 or 4 of it, how are they going to make up the difference? They're going to start charging me more money per click. That's almost every single time. And what's going to happen? My lead cost is going to increase. So this is, again, incredibly important to know. But I'm going to race through these as quick as I can. Now, again, you can see bright, clean imagery. I really like having the trees in the background when it's market relevant. I like having some plants, some foliage, things of that nature. Again, you can see this one's doing quite well. They're all about $5. I'll probably just save you on the stats for now. Basically know that all of the stats are roughly between $1 and $5 a lead. Every single one of these ads I'm going to show you, they're in a market that is different and varies, but every single one of them is under $5 a lead. So I'll quickly race through, I'll show you some more. So again, you can see like the trees and everything like that. It's incredibly important. Saturation is incredibly important. All of these images have been altered and edited and updated to make them look a little bit nicer. These are all the downsize ads. And again, every single one of the downsize ads that I'm currently running seem to be running very well. I cannot encourage you guys enough to run something like that. Now, in choosing what ad you should run, you really need to think of, who is my avatar? What audience am I trying to attract? So you may be thinking, okay, in my area, for instance, people are moving waterfront, pool homes, things of that nature. So I really like to run ads like this. See all available waterfront homes for sale in the area. Again, choose a really nice image. This is a multi-million-dollar area, and currently we've been running this ad for a while. We're at about $3 a lead. The majority of these people who are investigating waterfront homes, pool homes, things of this nature, upgrade buyers, we'll call them, the majority of these people are current homeowners. Now, identify your audience. Like I was saying, if your audience is potentially first-time buyers, which I'm assuming the majority of the people on this call is trying to avoid that, but if you were, then I would run things like single-family homes in and around the median, in and around your area, things of that nature, trying to acquire that kind of individual, really not what most of you guys are looking for. So again, be purposeful with your posts, be purposeful with your content, clean up the image, come up with something. When you're looking at it, would it stop your scroll? Simple as that. So again, I got a whole bunch of different waterfront homes and different things like this. I've shown this one before, but don't be afraid to be creative. Is this a little bit crazy? Sure is, but it's working, and it's working fantastically well. And I would have never known that if I didn't test it. Don't be afraid to test everything. Let the market tell you what's working. Okay, let's go into new construction ads. New construction is a very good market to get into as well. And again, you can see the ad structure itself is pretty simple. See all available new construction homes for sale in this area. Choose an image. I usually use these renders that are, pretty good. They're market relevant. You can tell they're a render, but it's a new construction, which is what I don't mind that. Finally, this one here. This one's AI, but again, it shows the area. It highlights what we're looking to show them. And if you look at the stats, we're averaging, just under $3 a lead. All right, so the last two, I'll take you to my honorable mentions. Pool home ads, I really like. Again, simple imagery, nothing too crazy about it. And when we look at the stats, we're right around $3 a lead. Again, these people who are looking for pool homes, waterfront, the majority of them are going to own homes. We need to reach out to them and see what we can help them with. Upsize is another good one. So see all available 3+ bedroom family homes for sale in your area. And on this one, we're in the Kelowna market, which is where I am. So we're talking multi-million-dollar area. And again, there we are, $3 a lead. So it is absolutely possible to find the right people. And the last thing I want to show you on this page here is this. For any of you EXP people, you will recognize this. Let me get this off my screen. This is essentially a timeline of transaction, and I edited the EXP slide a little bit, so my apologies there. But this is essentially what I'm looking at is, this is the area for me that I would like to shop. Other people like to shop here and here, that's fine. Referrals are fantastic, but are you willing to give up 25 to 45% of your commission? Online research, more purposeful searches, absolutely. Google PPC is wonderful, but you're gonna pay 15 to 50, I would say probably more in terms of an average cost per lead. Whereas the same people who are in this same timeline, where do they start? They start here. Every single one of them are here at one point or another. And so what I'm trying to do is generate a database plumb full of the same people who are going to be here and are going to end up here and eventually will be here. I'm trying to find them in this price category, and I want to find as many as I can. And then I'm going to utilize strategies like remarketing and drip campaigns and all of the things, my call logs, everything I'm going to do to make sure that It all lines up. So essentially, that's a good cross section of the different ads that I'm running and the kind of imagery that I tend to approve of. So next, what I want to do is I want to take you guys into how to set up an ad, and then quickly, I have a new ad account that I launched about 10 days ago, 15 days ago or so. So I'll quickly show you the split test, how I set up the split test, why I changed what I changed, where I moved money around. And I'll give you guys a little bit of the strategy because again, setting up an ad is easy. It's the management part of it that really you need to start focusing on and making sure that things are done properly. So let me get out of here. All right, so one of the most important aspects here is going to be setting up your IDX. So this one here, I believe this one's Real Scout. So you're gonna, doesn't matter what your IDX provider is, but you wanna go in and when it's time to set up your ad strategy, what I like to do is I come up with a hierarchy list. What ads in what order do I want to run? And first and foremost, I limit myself to 1 to 3 angles whenever I'm starting off a new account. So I'm going to think to myself, okay, who is my audience? Who are the people that I want to find? I want sellers. I want this. I want that. Fantastic. To me, again, I'm going to start with a downsize ad. I think the downsize ad is the smartest way to go. In my area, I'm going to follow that by pool homes and maybe home evaluation. But I'm going to start with the downsize. So I'm going to launch 3 downsize ads using one particular image. And then just like Chase was mentioning earlier, the split A/B test, I'm going to do another 3 that are using either a different image or slightly different verbiage. So I can show you all that in a sec. But the first thing that I do is I jump into my website here and I'm going to set my IDX appropriate to the ad that I'm going to build. Since we're doing downsize, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to set 2+ bedrooms, 1.5 baths, something like that. But then I'm going to set a maximum square footage, 2250. And then I like to set, again, primary on the main, single story bungalow, something like that. As many, you may not have all the right filters to make it perfect. Don't worry about making it perfect. Just make it good enough. Make it so that you are offering as close to the list of homes that had been, offered in the ad. I think that's incredibly important. But now that we're in here, I've set all my filters. I quickly scan through and I get a sense as to what all these homes look like that are currently in the market. And I say, okay, this one here, fantastic. This looks like one that I would like to use the image. What's the problem? I'm about to run this ad in the Orlando market. I certainly can't use another agent's image, especially not one that's in this area. So what I like to do is a reverse Google search. So if you come to an image that is a comparable to what you want to use and you hit search image with Google, what you can now do is Google will find me all of these relevant searches that are going to be outside of this area. So what I'll do is I'll scan through, I won't bore you with all this, but I'll typically scan through, find one that's hundreds of miles away or at least well outside of this area, and I might take that image. Oftentimes I won't find them. I try not to take them from Zillow or other agents, but you can find from home builder sites, you can find all sorts of different places that you can find that imagery. Once you find that image, go into Canva. Do this. I like to choose a custom size. My custom size of preference is 1200 by 800 pixels. And then we simply go in here, we go into your uploads, and you're going to upload that image in. Now, you may have recognized this image here. It is the one that I showed you guys earlier in one of those ads, and I'll just quickly do this one just so you can see how crazy this is. So you may not notice anything with this image. It's an image of a home. But what you're not seeing is that it's dull, it's gray, it's missing that pop, it's missing that punch. And if I run it just as is among all the other images across Facebook, it's not going to pop. So simple as this, I come in here, hit edit image, I adjust, and by adjusting 2 simple things, both vibrance and saturation, I don't want to go too much, I don't want to make it crazy, but look at this. Now really focus on this image for a quick second. I'm going to get rid of those 2 things that I've just done. But see how this image pops. You see the red in this little bush thing here. It looks nice to me. I get rid of those adjustments. It's gray again. You didn't really notice how gray it was until we made those adjustments, but by simply going there and there, I made it an image that when people are scrolling on Facebook, it's going to pop. They're significantly more likely to pay attention and click on it. Simple as that. Now, this isn't going to line up to the Orlando market, and I want to build one there really quickly. So I'm not going to use that particular one, but there we go. I'll use this one here. This one will work for me. Same thing. I'm going to go here. One of the things I like to do if I am using an actual home is I like to get rid of the address that's on there. So what I like to do is come in here, quickly drop in elements. Boom. I'll be really quick with this. but I'll just essentially cover that right up. I got all this crap on my screen that normally isn't here, so I apologize for that, but simple as that. Boom, done. And then you take the color, do the little eye drop, find a color that's close to it, and boom, look at that, Qigong, right? So now I'm going to take that, edit the image, adjust, simple saturation and vibrance one last time. And look at that. Such a better image in my opinion. So now I'm going to simply name this, let's say Florida One Story. If I could spell, I got, again, crap all over my screen. I apologize for that. Whatever, I'll just leave it there. Done, and download. I usually do it as a JPEG, and that's done. You got your image. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to jump in and we can quickly build the ad. Now, before I build that ad, and I'm going to try to race through this because I'm probably getting close to the end of my time here, I want to take you through, before we build the ad, why I'm going to build this one, but more importantly, what I've done with this initial account. So again, this is a new client of mine. He was kind enough to allow me to present his screen here. So that was nice of Patrick. Thank you, Patrick. And what I've done is I decided that we were going to do an upsize ad and a downsize ad. So that's what we started with. I built 3 upsize ads, 3 downsize ads, and then another 3 downsize ads to see what works. So we had 9 ads built in total. So what happened was this first one, the upsize ad, it at the point it had spent about $4 total. I had this one, and I had this one, and I had this one. At the time, all 3 of them had spent their first $4. This one had 1 lead, this one had 2 leads, and this one had 0 leads. So what I did, I took the one with 0 leads, eliminated. It's gone, see you later. The one that had 1 lead, I reduced it from $5. I start all my ads at $5 a day, by the way. But I started this one at $5. I reduced it by $1, and I took the one that was the best and I increased it by $1. It has since continued to do very well, so it's got another $1 by now. But we're at day 15 or day 16, and this one's from $5 up to $7. Small incremental adjustments, and as you can see, my daily reach is going up, my daily clicks are going up, my cost is going up slightly. That's fine. I'm expecting that. I told them they can have more money, but my lead cost is going down. They're spending more of my money, and they're charging me less money per lead. The only way this is possible is start slow and grow your good ads and reduce them when they don't do well. Simple as that. At the exact same time, I had this other split test with homes with a main floor master bedroom. This one, same thing. It had been doing fairly well, but it's my worst ad right now. I've got these other downsize ads. Again, this one had already found leads within its first couple dollars. It actually got decreased at first. It's come back to be the winner, but either way, I've got 2 of the same ads going now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly move money back and forth because ads don't go like this. Ads go like this, and that's fine. Ride the wave. Ad lead cost is going to go up. When lead cost goes up, you correspond by lowering your budget. You tell Facebook, hey, I don't like what you're doing right now, Facebook, and I want you to do better. Lower your budget by $1 or $2 fixes that issue typically. So that's essentially it for there. Now, what my next strategy is to say, well, why are the rest of these ads all around $3, $4, $5, and this one's at almost $8? Maybe it's time to replace this one. So a feature that you guys may not be fully aware of yet is this reuse ad feature. To me, this is fantastic. It saves me endless amounts of time and energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this one. I don't like this one anymore. We're going to simply come in here. I'm going to go reuse ad. It's going to bring me into the ad building wizard where I then get to not start from scratch. It's going to pull in a lot of that information. Now, I'm going to change a couple things though. I'm actually in a mood to change a couple things. Now, I'm going to change up the verbiage here. I've got a new verbiage structure. And again, try all sorts of different things. I've been moving from master bedroom to primary bedroom, and I've been seeing actually good results with that of late. And some markets are preferring the primary over the master bedroom verbiage. So we're moving that direction anyways. Next, this image, hey, the image was fine, but it didn't really work that well. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull in that other image that we just created on Canva. Boom, there we go. And you can see how quick and easy this is, right? I've already set up the IDX. So I'm going to go in there and pull that out. Boom. Copy your IDX, because remember, you already set all that up. We're going to go back in here. Okay, I like that. We're going to get rid of that, though. Simple as that. Done. Next. All this is fine. We're going to drop in that search. Done. Choose my area. He's in Orlando, Florida. Now you can move this around, make it bigger, make it smaller, do whatever you want. And again, you can be doing all the same stuff on Facebook, of course. This just makes it a little bit easier. Again, I like to run all my ads at $5 a day. I'll do 2. For these ones, I'm going to avoid Instagram. Sometimes I go on Instagram, sometimes I don't, but these ones I'm going to avoid. Make sure your thing's there. Deploy. It is so quick. It is so easy. There's no excuse to be running ads that are over budget. As soon as an ad gets over budget, get rid of it. Steve's going to go into some of the AI stuff, which I think is super, super slick and really neat as well. But again, there's no excuse to be running ads at 15, 20, $30 a lead. Get in and replace them. Even if you simply go and hit the reuse ad function and make no changes. An ad that's already running at 15, 20, $30 a lead is not going to be a winner long term. Replace it as soon as you can. Okay. So that is basically what I had for you. I had other things, but we're going a little bit late here. So the last thing I'll end on here is, again, we were talking about how do we make improvements on what we're already doing. And so I'll take you into some of these videos that I've created, and they're not fantastic. These are an early work, but I'll quickly show you now. This one here is one that you guys are probably mostly familiar with by now. And if you're not, you should be. But this is essentially something that Ira was tinkering around with and had discovered. And it was a take on the standard static map that we'd always used and has always worked. And it's been fantastic. How do we add a little bit of motion to that? Simple, really easy. Google Earth, it's free. I literally did this while Steve was talking. So it took me 3 seconds to build. Really quick, really easy, fairly efficient. But how do we make that even better? I've been playing around with Google Earth Studio and show you a couple of the ads that I've come up with. So I'm playing with, again, starting far back. So you see the globe going in, making things rotate, move around. Just, again, I'm testing all sorts of crazy things. So this I like. It's just a little bit different. So it's going to go in, focus on the Fort Worth market. It's going to do its little spin still, but it just adds a little bit more. And what I've been finding is the percentage of people who watch these videos all the way through to completion is extraordinarily high. I'm finding that roughly 50% of the people are watching it beyond 75%, which for most people who do video, that's not what the numbers are in that first 25% category more than anything. So again, it's just giving people more reason to watch it longer. And who likes that? The Facebook algorithm, right? Soon as percentages of people are watching your full video, Facebook likes that and wants to show it to more people. If they're canceling out after the first second or two, they're gone. I'll show you, I'll go through the Naples one here. I'll just go through a couple of these, but again, this one doesn't start at the globe, but it focuses more on the area that I want to be in. It's got a little bit of a spin dynamic. You can set these up using Google Earth Studio really quickly and easily using some of the presets, the basic stuff. If you really want to get into it and spend a lot of time, which I'll show you a couple of those ones as well, you can make them really neat. So here's one I did for Knoxville. I really like this one. I think this one's pretty cool. This one's actually using one of the basic presets. This one's zoom and spin, right? So comes down, I like to find a landmark that is in a residential area that is identifiable by the locals, but there we go. It's going to do its thing. So again, pretty basic and easy. And I'll show you the last two, which I really like. These are, you guys won't recognize these if you're not from where I live, but this is Kelowna, the area where Street Tech's headquarters is based. So again, you can see this one took me a little bit more time to create, but it's engaging. People are going to look at this, in my opinion, and go, that's cool, right? So that's all we're trying to do. How do you stop the scroll? Come up with new ways, new ideas, never stop trying, never stop tinkering. That's pretty much what I got for you. So there's this one here, which again, I think is cool. And I'll share the last one with you really quickly, and then I will hand it back to Ira. There we go. So again, you guys can create these videos for your own area. You can utilize them for anything you can think of. Right now, I'm using them from home valuation ads, but my next one I'm going to do, we have an area here in Kelowna called High Point where average, what's the median up in High Point? It's about 5 to 8 million, something like that. I'm going to do an ad for Kelowna View Homes, and I'm going to focus on that area. I'm going to go right into that more expensive area, and I'm going to take the view from there down and use it for all sorts of different ads, home valuation ads, waterfront ads, anything you can imagine. Try using something like this and you'll increase your leads.